Hi, it's Doug and Janice.
Hi.
We posted one video with our announcement of our retirement and our cruise, and then we promised there would be more videos to come, and then there was radio silence for quite a while. But most of that was us preparing to retire. It's not interesting stuff at all. But now we want to give you an update on what we're going to be doing, what our itinerary is.
Yeah, so as we get onto the cruise ship, we'll be posting more pictures and doing the blog at the different ports that we'll be at. And hopefully you stay tuned for that.
Um, and you can also follow us on Facebook.
And our page is See You Around the World, and it's spelled SEA, around the world.
So let's give an update.
So we've listed our house for sale. So if there's anybody out there that's interested in a one-of-a-kind, very unique house, features that I custom built and you won't find anything like it anywhere else in the world, well, you're out of luck because we've already sold it. But if you're interested in just using some of our pictures as your background for Zoom meetings, be our guest.
We will be retiring on January 2nd. The next day, we'll be packing up and moving. And then later that week, January 7th, is our closing date. And then we have appointments and stuff during the week. And then on Saturday, the 10th, we travel to Pennsylvania for a little over a week. And then we come back from Pennsylvania on January 19th and we go to Charlotte. And then from Charlotte, we travel to Florida and we stay a few days in Florida. And then we come back to North Carolina on the 29th. And then on the 30th, we have our retirement party. So we'll be in North Carolina on the 31st, and we'll be staying with our son until we fly out on February 6th to Australia.
So I have used Google Earth to create a map of our itinerary, all of the stops that we'll make, and has to connect the dots so you can see what order we'll be taking them in. I've created three separate ones, one for 2026, one for 27, and one for 28. And that's as far as their itineraries planned out. So I will leave links below to these maps. You can go in and use them whenever you want. They're interactive. You can move them around. You can zoom in and out. On the left-hand side, you'll see I have all the stops listed. So there's the name of the port, the date that we'll arrive in that port, and the number of days that we'll be there. And if you zoom in on the map, you'll see the same thing on the actual ports. Now, I think the easiest way to view this thing, if you click on the slideshow button, it does get rid of that list of points off to the side, but you do have a table of content so you can bring it back up. It's easier to move this around and manipulate it this way. And down at the bottom, it shows these as slides. So there's 96 ports listed. So if you hit next, it'll zoom out, go to the next port, and zoom back in. So I don't do this very much because it would make me dizzy doing this. But basically, that's how this Google Earth works. So our plan, you saw that we're flying on the 6th, we're flying into Sydney, Australia. It takes over a day to get there, so that puts us to the 7th, except we crossed the date line, so that puts us there on the 8th. We're going to spend a day in Sydney so that we can get rested up from that long flight before we take our next flight up to Cairns, and that's where we'll start our cruise. So we'll do Cairns, and you can see we'll be there for 2 days. Then we'll go down to Townsville for 3 days, then down to Brisbane. Those first 3 stops, this is all along the Great Barrier Reef. So we'll have a lot of opportunity to go out and go snorkeling and check out the reef. Then we're going to we'll come down to Sydney, we'll come over and check out New Zealand, back up to Tasmania and the rest of Australia. You saw we're getting here on February 9th. We'll get to our last stop in Australia, Darwin, on on April 19th. So that's 70 days into our cruise just to do Australia and New Zealand. After that, we'll go up through Indonesia and we'll get to Jakarta. This will be on May 12th. This is an important stop for us because rather than just buying our room on the cruise ship outright, we rented it for 3 months. And when the 3 months is up, that'll put us into Jakarta. So at that point, we've got to make a decision. We could either decide, no, this isn't the life for us, and we fly home. We could decide this is the life for us, and we'll purchase the room. And you can actually, we found it's cheaper. There's a way you can purchase it instead of outright. You can purchase it in 5-year blocks. So we'll buy the room for the next 5 years. Or we could decide we just haven't made up our mind yet, and we can stay month to month until we do. But after we leave there, we'll go all around the South China Sea and the Philippines, we'll go to Taiwan, up and spend a lot of time, a lot of different ports in Japan, South Korea. We'll hit Hong Kong, Vietnam. We'll come down into Cambodia, do some more sailing around. When we get to Singapore, you'll notice all these ports are blue. When we get to Singapore, they switch to purple. That's because our plan is when we get to Singapore in the beginning of November, we're going to leave the ship and fly home. We're going to stay home for the next 2 months. That way we can come back, see family, be home for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So all of these purple ports are ones that we don't plan to be on the ship when it goes there. And then we'll end up back on the ship at the end of December. We'll go to Mumbai. So that's pretty much it. Look at the links. Like I said, this is just the first year, so look at the links, play around with the map, and we'll keep you updated.
So those are our plans.
Yep, if you liked our videos and stuff, subscribe to us on our YouTube channel.
It's where you can see we'll post videos from all of our different ports, and you can like and comment on every one of the videos. You only need to subscribe once.
Right. And then make sure you follow us on our Facebook page too, the See You Around the World, where we'll be posting pictures and videos and doing some blogging at each of the ports that we're at.
Right.
Until then.
Bye.
Bye.
That's it. Video's over. Go back to work.